Hi, I'm in Roanoke, Texas, the unique food capital of Texas, and I may have gone to a restaurant or two or three, four, or five for research purposes alone. And what I can tell you is Roanoke, Texas has more things that are unique than just the dining. In this video, we're gonna take a look around. We're gonna hop in the car, drive around, and take a look at the things that you can do, you can enjoy, you can explore living here in Roanoke, Texas. Are you ready? Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and I realize whenever you relocate to a new place, you're relocating to a Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, well, you want to know more about just the homes. You want to know what it is to live your life in Roanoke, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Hey, listen, if this is the first time to the channel, subscribe below, press the bell, and you'll be notified anytime anything goes down around town in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Now strap on your seatbelt and let's get ready to ride.
Roanoke is a conservative small town, and on this day, I was able to see the level of community pride and involvement while watching so many people enjoy one of several holiday parades that are celebrated here. Roanoke has little less than 10,000 people according to the U.S. Census. I would describe historic downtown Roanoke as a fusion of unique, quaint, small town with a blend of progressive, state-of-the-art, modern lifestyle. Downtown is very walkable. You can shop at charming boutiques, walk to candy, ice cream, pie shops. You can enjoy eating at a down-home restaurant, or if you prefer the more elegant upscale dining, well, they have that too. As a real estate agent, I've helped many families relocate to Roanoke, and if you're like most people, you want to know some things that, well, will kind of help you make your decisions, such as cost of living, what you can do in and around the city, what you can get for your money when purchasing a home. These are the things that might make you decide whether or not Roanoke is the right place for you to create your memories and call home.
Now, let's take a look at some brownstones here in Roanoke, Texas.
Let's take a look at where you may live if you're looking for the hip lifestyle of owning one of the 3-story brownstone townhomes with attached garages that are walking distance to downtown historic Roanoke. As with most cities, convenience comes at a price, and to live here, you're looking at anywhere between $700,000 and $900,000. There are more luxurious options for your condo townhome living, but they're going to cost you north of $1 million.
Whenever I tour different cities, I like to share unique properties with you, and I think I found one. I am at a brownstone here in Roanoke, just right around the corner from the historic downtown Roanoke where all the action is. And what's so unique about this particular property is that it is 3 levels. And no, I will not be climbing all 3 levels. There is an elevator in this home. Let's take a look. I have a feeling that if you're watching this video, you have a pretty good grasp of the basic expectations of a home, a kitchen, bathrooms, bedrooms. I want to share and point out certain features you'll find interesting and can appreciate in this home or one similar. If you are relocating to Roanoke from the northeastern states or one of the states that has an appreciation or familiarity with 3-story homes, then you'll feel right at home. For those who are not accustomed to 3-story homes and feel a little exhausted by the idea of owning a home with 3 levels and climbing 3 flights of stairs, remember, there is an elevator. One of the first things you'll notice on the 2nd level is how expansive the hallways are, and if you can describe a hallway as inviting, well, this one hits the mark. The 2nd floor is where you'll find your secluded bedrooms, for you, the family, overnight guests. What I like about this design, and if you're like most people, you'll appreciate, is the main level being the common space where your guests will come, enjoy a meal with you, and relax. but you're totally separate on your second floor, which is where your private spaces are, the bedrooms. Your top floor is where you can extend your entertaining just by pressing the elevator button or taking the stairs to the third level. Either way, people can totally bypass your private second floor where your bedrooms are. Oh, and did I mention there are several balconies in this home?
Well, now to the cost of living. You had a chance to look at what it's like living your life in downtown historic Roanoke, but you may think to yourself, Tracy, that's not quite my lifestyle. It looks cool and all, but I need something a little bit more traditional, something with a yard, maybe for my pets or to play for my children or myself with all of my cookouts. But the townhome living is just not for me. Well, let's talk about what it costs to live away outside of downtown historic Roanoke. If you're looking for something older, obviously like any city, Roanoke will have that for you. If you're looking for something newer, something that may have more of a community feel, picnic, celebrations, there are master plan communities as well. So the master plan community in Texas and what we're familiar with are communities and neighborhoods that may have one or more swimming pools. They have walking paths, catch and release ponds, trails for you to enjoy, and all of that is inclusive, very active communities. That might be more like your style. Whether you decide to live in the historic downtown Roanoke, an older home, or master plan community, what is important is for you to realize the property tax rate, because obviously with your home being one of your greatest investments, your biggest cost for living here, tax rate could make a difference. The city of Roanoke is divided into two counties, Tarrant and Denton. And what you will realize is that Denton County has lower tax rate than Tarrant County. So if that makes a difference to you, and it might, we'll do a one-on-one consultation to see if we can find that home within your budget, considering the tax rate and with your bedrooms, baths, all the amenities and features that you are looking for. I like to share with you what homes go for here in Roanoke on average. On average, homes are selling for about $670,000. Now, you know, with an average, there's a high and a low. On the lower end, if it is under $400,000, I would recommend you get that under contract. Buy it right away. That's a pretty good investment for the city of Roanoke because Roanoke is growing, so your equity should grow with it. And on the high end, you're looking at homes at $1 million plus. The city of Roanoke offers so much variety with the home prices and so many different things that you can do and enjoy in the city of Roanoke. And that takes us to our next section, the things to do in and around Roanoke, Texas. Let's take a look. Like many small towns, the railroad put Roanoke on the map. The Visitor Center and Museum is where you will find local history, unique community donations, and memorabilia. Speaking of unique history,
this building represents basically the history of Roanoke. When it first opened in 1886, it was the saloon and brothel. The saloon was on this first floor, the brothel was on the second floor. The second floor went all the way across, and there were 7 rooms upstairs. There was a local ordinance that no two businesses could share the same entrance, so that is why there is no internal staircase. The staircase is outside. So in order to come to the saloon, you had to come in through the front door, and in order to go to the brothel, you had to go outstairs and up the staircase.
Now for the things to do in and around Roanoke. I'm going to be real honest with you. There's not a lot to do in the city of Roanoke. Sure, you have the downtown historic Roanoke, and you will absolutely enjoy visiting and exploring there. There's a water park in Roanoke, but for the most part, Roanoke is a bedroom community. You're going to gas up the car and drive to some of the places in and around our DFW Metroplex. And we're going to start with South Lake. You're going to enjoy driving to South Lake, and South Lake is only about 8 miles from Roanoke. And South Lake is where you're going to find your upscale dining and shopping, boutiques. It's close to 114, which is a major corridor that's going to connect you to other freeways to get you to other places and cities in our DFW Metroplex. But for sure, you're going to want to visit the city of South Lake. And since you're at South Lake, you're not very far from Grapevine. Grapevine is going to be about 10 miles from Roanoke. Grapevine is where we have our wineries. So you're going to have the wine tasting. Now, Grapevine does have a really nice historic downtown area. You're going to love it there too. And since you're in Grapevine, I mean, come on, you've got to go to Grapevine Lake. Lake Grapevine is where you're going to be able to just get on the water and enjoy and relax. There's some hiking there. There's some bike trails there at the lake as well. Now, let's say you want to, well, obviously, you're in Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. You're going to want to visit Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's start with Fort Worth. Fort Worth is about 20 miles from Roanoke, and that's our Western heritage there in the city of Fort Worth. There's a lot of cool things to do. You're going to enjoy Fort Worth. But if you're in the mood for a larger city with a greater vibe, then you're going to want to visit our sophisticated cosmopolitan Dallas. And Dallas is about 30 miles from Roanoke. And just a word of caution, you're going to want to buy a toll pass to help you get around our cities. Remember, this is a major metroplex, so 20 miles may feel like forever if you're not taking advantage of our toll passes and get on our paid roads. So once you finish enjoying Dallas, you're going to make a stop over to Arlington, Texas. Arlington, Texas, that's where you're going to actually see the Dallas Cowboys play, Texas Rangers play their baseball there. There's Six Flags. There are a lot of things to do in Arlington. I describe Arlington as one of our entertainment hubs. So for sure, you're going to check that out. And in Alliance, which is part of North Fort Worth, it's one of our suburbs north of Fort Worth. That's where you're going to get some more shopping and dining and entertainment. A lot of growth and explosion right in the Alliance section of our DFW Metroplex. And in case you want to take a flight and go and explore other areas in Texas or out of Texas, I don't know why you would want to leave this great state, but let's just say you want to travel outside of Texas or the country, then Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is going to probably be the place that you are going to travel from. You're going to get your flight out of DFW, and that's going to be about 20 minutes from the city of Roanoke. So now that you have an idea of the places to go and things to do in Roanoke, let's take a look at the other things that people find very, very important. Two more things: the crime rate and education. Well, crime rate, there's not going to be a lot of it in the city of Roanoke. Remember, there's less than 10,000 people who live here. Typically, the greater the population, the greater opportunity there is for crime. Now, is Roanoke crime-free? Whenever you have people, you may have problems. So I would encourage you to go to a site that will give you a real objective idea of the crime rate. And crime rate, you really want to focus, what I encourage families and people to do when they relocate, focus on major crimes. You're going to have goofy, delinquent behavior wherever you go. But you want to look at, crimes that will just make your hair stand on the back of your neck. Those are the things you want to search out. But I would say the crime rate for Roanoke is fairly low. Now let's talk about the other thing that's important whenever you're relocating to any city, and that's education. That's the schools. Even if you don't have anyone school age, you want to make sure that you buy into a community that has a strong school system for resale, because schools is one of the primary things that people look at when they purchase a home, even if they don't have children, because it does impact their ability to sell the home quicker than one that has a questionable school system. So we want to protect your equity and help you grow your wealth when you purchase your home here. So with that said, let's take a look at the schools that students who live in Roanoke attend. The families in Roanoke send their students to Northwest ISD, which is one of the fastest growing school districts in Texas. And Northwest ISD serves a little bit less than 30,000 students from 14 different cities. But even with that, Northwest ISD, according to Niche, receives a grade of an A. Now, when you think of things, that's pretty good score. 14 different cities, about 30,000 students. That's a pretty diverse group of learners there. And for those group of learners to come together and still receive an A for the overall school district, that's a pretty high mark. Buyer beware. If you're wanting your student to go to Northwest ISD, or if you are living in Roanoke and you've decided, hey Tracy, I am moving to Roanoke, just make sure your home is situated to feed into the particular elementary school you want, or middle or high school, because as populations change, boundaries can change. Now, sure, you could be grandfathered in because when you first moved to your home, you were included in a particular school, but just beware that boundaries can change, and you want to make sure you get some type of exemption to stay in that school system if that is where you wanted your children to go when you first moved here. Now, I want to touch upon diversity just for a little bit because some people have asked me. Roanoke is a small town. So there's not as much diversity in Roanoke as you would see in some of the surrounding cities. But listen, we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is a very diverse place to live. So you won't lack in one group or another. You can always hop in your car and visit anywhere you want to go. I'm Tracy Sorrell with the DFW Life, and thank you for joining me on this video. And hopefully you have a better idea of what it's like living your life in the city of Roanoke. Roanoke has a beautiful, fun, quaint, historic downtown. There are a number of places and options for you to live your life. There's some great things to do in and around Roanoke. Hey, do me a favor, comment below, send me an email, or give me a call. I have families just like you relocate to Roanoke and other cities in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and I would love to visit with you to help you realize if living in Roanoke is a place you want to create your memories and call home.